Did you know that the average American home contains over 300,000 items? That's a staggering number. Many people feel overwhelmed by clutter, which can lead to stress and anxiety. In fact, studies show that cluttered spaces can increase cortisol levels, the hormone linked to stress. But what if I told you that owning less isn't about giving up your favorite things? It's about finding freedom and joy in simplicity. In this video, we'll explore why minimalism is not a sacrifice but a lifestyle choice that can enrich your life. You'll learn how decluttering can lead to mental clarity and happiness. We'll also uncover how intentional living can help you focus on what truly matters. Get ready to discover strategies that will help you embrace minimalism without feeling deprived. From the emotional benefits of letting go to the sustainable impact of owning less, this journey will open your eyes to the power of minimalism. Let's dive in and redefine what it means to own less and live more. Chapter 1. The myth of minimalist deprivation. Many people think minimalism is about giving up everything they love. But that's not the case. Minimalism isn't about sacrifice, it's about being intentional. In fact, minimalism lets you focus on what truly matters. A 2018 study by the University of California found that cluttered environments increase cortisol levels. This means stress. And nobody wants more of that. Minimalism is about choosing quality over quantity. It's not about throwing out all your things, but about keeping the ones that bring you joy. Marie Kondo, the famous organizing expert, says, "The best way to find out what we really need is to get rid of what we don't." That's what minimalism is at its core, only having what you truly need. When you start curating your life this way, you don't feel like you're missing out. Instead, you feel more in control. Studies have shown that people who own less actually feel more content. That's because the things they do have bring them genuine happiness. So, minimalism isn't deprivation, it's liberation. Think of it this way: when you let go of what you don't need, you make room for what matters. And that doesn't just apply to your home. It's true for your time and relationships, too. This strategy is about prioritizing value over volume. And once you embrace that, you'll see how much easier life becomes. Chapter 2. The freedom of space. Mental clarity through less. Owning less isn't just about your physical space. It's about mental space, too. Research by Princeton University in 2011 found that physical clutter competes for your attention. In other words, clutter literally makes it harder to focus. That's why owning less can feel like a breath of fresh air. You're not just cleaning up your home, you're clearing your mind. This strategy is called mental minimalism. When you reduce what's around you, your brain works better. Studies even show that working in a decluttered environment can boost productivity by up to 20%. It makes sense. Fewer distractions lead to more focus. Let's talk about digital clutter. It's not just the stuff in your home that clogs up your brain. Your phone, laptop, and emails can create mental noise, too. Unsubscribe from newsletters you don't read. Delete apps that don't serve a purpose. This mental decluttering can be just as freeing as cleaning out your closet. When you clear away distractions, you make room for creativity. Author Joshua Becker, in his book The More of Less, says, "The more stuff you own, the more your stuff owns you." It's a powerful idea. Owning less means fewer decisions to make and more energy for the things that really matter. That's the true freedom of minimalism. Chapter 3. The power of intention. How less leads to more fulfillment. Minimalism isn't about having less for the sake of it. It's about living with intention. Every item you own should have a purpose. But it's not just about the physical stuff. It's also about how you spend your time and energy. A 2020 study by the National Institute of Health found that people who live intentionally report higher levels of life satisfaction. It's because they're more mindful of how they spend their resources. One strategy for this is to practice mindful consumption. Before you buy something, ask yourself, do I really need this? Does it add value to my life? This simple habit can drastically reduce impulse buys. Over time, you'll find you don't miss the things you decided not to buy. Instead, you'll feel more fulfilled with what you already have. Another helpful technique is the 30-day rule. If you want to buy something, wait 30 days. If after that time you still want it, then maybe it's worth the purchase. But most of the time, the desire fades. This kind of intentionality not only saves money but also prevents your space from getting cluttered again. There's also a shift in perspective that happens with minimalism. You stop seeing value in material possessions and start seeing it in experiences. Research from Cornell University shows that people who spend money on experiences, like travel or learning, are happier than those who spend on material goods. So instead of buying another gadget, consider investing in something that creates memories. Minimalism teaches you to focus on what brings long-term joy, not short-term gratification. In Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less, Greg McKeown writes, "If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will." This is the essence of living intentionally. When you own less, you have the power to focus on what truly matters. That's not sacrifice. That's freedom. If you're enjoying these insights, make sure to subscribe for more tips on living a minimalist lifestyle that brings joy and fulfillment. Chapter 4. Minimalism as an act of self-love. Minimalism isn't just about cutting back, it's a powerful act of self-love. When you own less, you create space for what truly nurtures you. This isn't a sacrifice, it's a choice to prioritize your well-being. According to a study published in the Journal of Environmental Psychology, a tidy space leads to increased feelings of happiness and satisfaction. When your environment is clear, your mind can be, too. One effective strategy is to conduct a self-inventory. Go through your belongings and ask yourself, does this item make me feel good? If it doesn't, consider letting it go. This simple process helps you curate your space intentionally. It's like giving yourself a gift every time you clear out something that doesn't serve you. Think about how much time and energy clutter consumes. A survey by the National Association of Professional Organizers revealed that 54% of people feel overwhelmed by their clutter. That's a lot of wasted energy that could go towards hobbies, relationships, or self-care. Minimalism allows you to reclaim that energy. Another important aspect is the emotional weight that comes with possessions. Author Courtney Carver, in her book Soulful Simplicity, emphasizes that your stuff is not your identity. By letting go of unnecessary items, you release yourself from the emotional burden tied to them. This leads to a lighter, more joyful life. Don't forget about digital clutter, either. The average person spends about 10 hours a day on screens, according to the Nielsen Total Audience Report. It's easy to get lost in the noise of notifications and endless scrolling. Set boundaries for your digital life. Unsubscribe from emails, mute unnecessary group chats, and limit your social media time. When you create a simple digital space, you free your mind for what matters. Minimalism, at its core, is a way to honor yourself. When you prioritize self-love, everything else falls into place. You start to feel lighter, more at peace, and ready to embrace life fully. Chapter 5. Unshackling from Consumerism. Redefining Wealth and Success. Minimalism offers a refreshing perspective on wealth and success. In a world that often measures worth by what you own, it's liberating to realize that true value comes from experiences and connections. The Global Sustainability Study revealed that 66% of consumers want brands to help them live more sustainably. This shows a shift away from materialism towards mindful consumption. One of the best strategies to break free from consumerism is to embrace the 30-day challenge. This involves identifying your wants versus your needs. When you feel the urge to buy something, wait 30 days before making a decision. More often than not, you'll realize that you don't need it after all. Another effective tactic is to redefine your personal definition of success. Instead of associating success with possessions, think about what makes you truly happy. For instance, would you rather have a new car or a memorable trip with loved ones? Shifting your focus in this way allows you to live authentically. You can also practice gratitude to combat the urge to consume. Studies show that practicing gratitude can increase happiness by 25%. Keep a gratitude journal and write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. This simple act shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, making you appreciate what you already have. Remember, owning less means creating more space for meaningful experiences. Research by Harvard Business Review found that people who prioritize experiences over material goods report higher levels of satisfaction and happiness. So why not invest in experiences, such as travel or learning something new, instead of accumulating more stuff? It's also helpful to be mindful of advertising. Brands spend billions on marketing, often making us feel like we need more. Instead of succumbing to these pressures, remind yourself of your values. Make a list of what matters most to you and let that guide your decisions. Minimalism helps you break the chains of consumerism. When you redefine wealth as experiences, relationships, and personal growth, life becomes richer in ways that possessions never could provide. This shift in perspective isn't just freeing, it's empowering. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe. Join us on this journey toward a simpler, more fulfilling life. Together, we can embrace minimalism and make a positive change, both personally and for the planet.